So, politically correct, I am not. I was out at the Good Trouble protest today, and I went up to the Indivisible team and asked them, why did we have a protest on a Thursday? And one woman was extremely defensive. Another person understood. She said that they actually didn't really have a hand in it. Not many people really supported it, but that the Indivisible main people said that they were the ones who made this decision to honor John Lewis, which I get it, honoring John Lewis, but they could have still done it on a Saturday and the 19th instead of the 17th, on a Saturday when we could get millions of people out instead of maybe just thousands of people out. It was very interesting, though, talking to them because, it's an organization just full of volunteers. The lady that was sympathetic to me and understood that it was probably not a good idea to do it on a Thursday said that one of the main organizers of the Indivisible team said during a meeting that if you can't come out on a Thursday, then you don't really want to save democracy. I hope that was not true. I hope that was a misunderstood statement because, honest to God, what an elitist statement that is. People that are earning $13, $14 an hour were forced to choose their jobs over protesting the fascists that are making their lives miserable. So, these organizations need to get a grip and stop acting like the Democratic Party, who literally just ignores the needs of their base. I mean, I said this before, but I really think that they were just interviewing to be assistants for Hakeem Jeffries or Jamie Raskin. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm just literally stunned at the lack of common sense and the elitism of these people. You know who was out at the protest today? Old people. People on Social Security. People who didn't work. Maybe a few moms. Maybe some students. Maybe some people who worked on the weekends. But we didn't have thousands and thousands and thousands of people on the street because you know why? Most people have to work 9 to 5 just to scrape by to pay their bills. And if you tell your boss you're going to go to a protest, your boss is going to say, hit the road. There's plenty of people who want a job. So I hope the people who are running Indivisible and the 50-51 group get a grip, because we do not need a purity test. We need millions of people. We need 10 million people in the streets. We had 8 million in the streets. That's not enough. We need more people in the streets, and we're not going to get more people in the streets if they keep picking dates that are in the middle of the streets. the middle of the week. And honestly, you know what? One of those ladies there said, well, we've had protests on weekends. We've had a couple of protests on the weekends. We have not had protests every single weekend. Or every protest was not on a weekend. I personally have had to take off several days to go to a protest, which I resent because I help people that have some pretty serious problems that need help. In fact, there was one protest I couldn't go to because I had to take care of some issues for my clients. So no, people cannot just go on a weekend, and most Americans work Monday through Friday. It is completely outrageous. It's so elitist. I'm just like off the charts. I'm posting this video in the hopes that people will listen to it. I'm at like 4 minutes, and I've noticed that really my TikTok posts that go for 1 minute are the only ones that really get listened to. Or people only listen to like the first 2 minutes because they get sick of you yapping. And I'm not some beautiful woman. I'm not some young woman 30 years old. And I'm not some very important organizer of 50-51 or, one of those people. And I'm not a member of the Democratic Party because I could not remain a Democrat after the Democrats really basically refused to demand a recount of a convicted 34-count election fraud felon after Putin shut down our elections and Elon Musk was bribing voters. So could I remain a Democrat after that? Hell no to the no. But will I vote for the Democrats? Yeah, because they're all we got. I mean, really, the only option is fascists who are being coerced by Donald Trump. I mean, Lisa Murkowski said it best, didn't she? We're all scared. All of us are scared. The proof is in the pudding. Right now, with the Epstein files, they're all like clicking their heels and saying, Sig Heil, let's don't talk about Epstein. Because they know who's on it. They know Donald Trump is all throughout it. So is a bunch of their MAGA base. In fact, frankly, so is a lot of people. In the late 90s and the 2000s, Epstein Island was considered the place to go. That's why Oprah Winfrey's name is on the list. This is how they could manipulate it and make it look like, oh, it was a big Democratic thing. Because in those days, Donald Trump was a Democrat. So he invited all of his Democratic friends to the island and they all partied it up. Certainly enough GOP members were there to make it count. And enough, bankers and, investment people and all that. They were all at Epstein Island. It's not a secret. They were proud of it. It was the fun place to go. Taking up with girls that was 19, 20 years old was considered sexy in the late 2000s, in the early 2000s, in the late 90s. It wasn't considered like, ooh, we shouldn't be doing this. I mean, a lot of men, frankly, our entire justice system is set up to protect abusers. SA abusers, domestic violent abusers. I mean, the system, this is why when a man is killed by the woman he has been beating up for years, she spends 3 to 4 times more time in prison than he does for actually murdering her. So, we're struggling in America to get democracy, to hang on to what little tiny, tiny bit of democracy we have. Because it's worth it. It's better than living in a full-on dictatorship where people are afraid to talk out. So I hope people take action and contact Indivisible and contact 5051. And let's just make a pact. Protests are for the weekends, and stop work days, what do they call them? General strike is for the weekdays. Shut down businesses, shut down banks. The only thing that should be open are hospitals, doctors and nurses. That's it. Shut down the Costco. Shut down the Target. Don't go to work at Target. Don't go to work at Costco. If we want to do a work shutdown, that's what we should do. But here's a dirty little secret. Do you know why we don't have shutdowns anymore in America, work strikes? Because of former Senator Jane Harman wrote the Domestic T Act. I don't want to say the word. And if you plan a general strike that actually affects, God dang it, that actually affects the major American corporations, you could be considered a T word. And Donald Trump could throw you in jail. So people were afraid to do that. Sorry about that. I had like a flea on my body. I helped somebody out and they brought some fleas into my car. That's the way it is. Got to get my car washed. I digress. Sorry about that, guys. So I guess this is a message which I don't think 5051 will ever see because I'm a peon and a nobody. But honestly, we really need to make a pact that we're only going to have protests on the weekends and work stoppages during the work week when it matters. We are in a crisis here, folks. And the Democrats are ho-humming us into fascism. I mean, Ron Wyden, my senator today, like, he wants an investigation. He's calling on the Trump administration to investigate themselves. Like, how absolutely ridiculous. How about exposing the coercion and the threats that the Republican Party is getting from this mafia government that they've got going on? That's what's happening. They're not behind Trump. They don't want to be thrown out of windows. They don't want to have their children end up dead. We need to protect the Republicans from Trump as much as we want to protect ourselves. This is a big, long struggle because Trump has powerful people behind him who do want to destroy democracy. And he's all in because he's as corrupt as all of them. So let's stop it, you guys. Let's join hands and become Americans again.